But I didn't see the same side that I see now.
I know, but that's why you're here. So you can see the whole picture instead of a collage. You participated. You chose him. Yeah. You're so excited. But you made the choice. Okay, now here's another one. Is anybody inundated with bills? Who's responsible for that?
We are.
Not me.
Well, you have to live.
No. Listen, we're talking about you. I have to live.
Okay, I have to live, so yeah, I have to have electricity
Okay.
and water and
Okay.
a place to live.
All right.
And food.
All right.
Other than that, any other bills? Yes, those I created myself.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay. Nobody did it for you.
Correct.
And if you're inundated with bills,
Nice furniture.
but you omitted the other things.
Correct.
But you brought up electricity and things that you must have, right?
Correct.
But you're omitting something, are you not?
Well, yeah, I don't have to have a fancy car.
Okay, see, there you go.
You know.
But you didn't mention that.
Well, I also didn't mention I just got new furniture, but you know, those bills I created myself.
All right, here's the point. Whether you realize it or not, we have defense mechanisms that try to alleviate these stressors, okay?
I think he just does that too.
Defense mechanisms, they're in your book, but therefore I know you won't ever see them. Okay? They're hidden forever. But anyway, defense mechanisms do two things. They distort reality, and typically you're not aware of. Okay, typically you're not aware of. There are many, but let me give you some of the most common first. Rationalization. Reasonable but untrue. Reasonable but untrue. You get caught speeding, you say my throttle's stuck. It's reasonable, but it's what? It's untrue. You're rationalizing. You do poorly because you haven't studied, you haven't read, you haven't come to class on a regular basis. You get a poor grade. You say, it's Don. He almost put me to sleep. Reasonable, but I hope it's untrue. So, rationalization is a very common occurrence. And it tries to alleviate the what? The stress. In other words, it's not my fault. I'm not responsible. But in reality, you are. So once again, rationalizations, it means what? Reasonable, but untrue.
We need that FG guys.
Oh, okay, I skipped. Maybe this is
Reaction formation.
Sign by your signature on the roster.
What that means is this. If someone redundantly makes a statement about something, and if it's really reaction formation, the opposite is true. If the opposite is not true, it's not a what?
Reaction
Let me
formation.
give you an example. You have a friend. You pick them up at the airport, and you're driving them, and they're telling you redundantly, you can always trust me. You can always trust me. You can always trust me. You take them home, and you say, here, stay here for a while. I'm going to run to the store. You can unpack or whatever. You're gone for an hour. You come back. Everything's gone. That was a what? Reaction formation. What was the person redundantly stating?
You can
Trust
And
me,
the reality was what?
You cannot trust.
No, they ripped you off. That was a reaction formation. The opposite is true. Projection. It's another commonly used defense mechanism. It means you're accusing someone else is what is true about you. Accusing someone else what is true about you. Yes.
Is that why, like, when some people like cheat on their spouse, they all of a sudden get suspicious of the other person?
Oh yeah. There you go. They're projecting. I knew I couldn't trust you.
Probably one of the more common.
What?
Probably one of the more common projections.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're accusing, you're doing.
So anyway, projection is accusing someone else what is true about you. Do you think that happens a lot? Displacement. It can be positive or it can be negative. Do you know of anyone who's gotten angry and they punched a hole in the wall or something? That's a negative one. That's what? That's displacement. You know, taking their anger out on someone, some innocent person or thing. Another example, and then I'll get to the positive. I'll end with the positive. They get angry with a person, and then whoever approaches them, they displace their anger. What do you want? Jeez, nothing. Displacement. Positive. You found someone that you really enjoy being around, and for some circumstance you can't be around them, so you find someone else to fill in. You're displacing the positive to someone else who's more available, but they what? Remind you of someone. Yes.
Like the whole idea about, like, you know, a man choosing someone that has qualities of their own.
No, I'm not into Freudian.
Oh,
No. Displacement in terms of if someone is not available, say it could be someone they enjoy being around. They find someone for to compensate that reminds them. They're displacing in a positive way. Not a rebound. I'm gonna throw these words out. Bull crap. A turd. No, look, it doesn't have to be like. Oh, you people are strange.
So move on to something different.
Yes. Find something that's very similar, So that's the positive. Okay. Denial is obvious. I'm sure I wouldn't say something like that. Or I'm sure I wouldn't do something like that. When the reality is, you did. I'm sorry?
Refusing truth.
Yeah. In other words, hey, I wouldn't do that. But yet, in reality, you did. Freud coined this next one. Sublimation. I think I brought it up before. Anybody remember that word? Sublimate? What do you remember it being? Yes. What now? Did you say continue? Or ending? Yes.
Is it kind of like making it seem less of a big deal than it is?
Minimizing, yes.
The ego replaces an unacceptable impulse with a socially acceptable.
There you go. Finding a socially acceptable way to perform a typically socially unacceptable task. And there are several. One, you want, remember, no, you want to hold someone, but you don't walk up and say, I want to hold you. That you would sublimate and go to like a dance where you can do the same thing where it's what? Acceptable. So you find a socially acceptable way to perform a socially unacceptable task. Another one, I don't know how many of you watch pro football, but they typically slap each other on the butt. You ever notice that? Pardon? Almost all, oh, I'm talking about, there it is. Anyway, if one, and most are men, are they not, who play it? So, a homosexual person, you know, a gay guy, he would go out for football because he can do what that he enjoys? Slapping him on So anyway, they are what? They're sublimating. They're finding a socially acceptable way to perform a typically socially unacceptable task. You got that, right? Yes. Freud is the one who made that one up. If he couldn't explain something, he would make up a word. Really? All right. When we come back next week, we're going to continue with this. I want to give you opposite. Hold on. Jeez. Go, man. I want to hit the parking lot. Shut up, Don. People that will come into your lives. Let me first define this one. Sensitizers. They will find something negative about anything, even if it's extremely positive, they will find a way. You say, look at the new car I got. It's dirty.
Those rims are ugly.
Look at this, look at this 5-pound piece of gold I found. It's dirty. Why don't you wash it? Yeah. They will find something that is what? Negative. You've heard the cliche, rock the boat?
Rock boat thing.
Sensitizers drill holes in it. Big holes. To sink it. They don't just rock the boat, they sink them. You'll know one if you come into contact, I guarantee it. Anybody think they come into contact with? Wow. At work, that's the most fun place.
Debbie Downer. Debbie Downer.
And you say, gee, I feel great today. You look like hell. That's a sensitizer. Repressor. Anybody read about? Never mind, I withdraw it. A repressor is, for example, they say, if I didn't do well because you didn't help me. I know I didn't ask you, but you should have insisted. A repressor would not get upset about it. They would say, because they had no control over your situation, I'm mad at you. A repressor would say, I don't care. And truly mean it. If a repressor were involved, they would take the responsibility. But if they're not involved and you tried to put blame on them and they had no involvement, a repressor would say, I'm not going to worry about it. You can get angry with me, you can dislike me, you can badmouth me, I don't care. And they really what?
Don't care.
don't care.